what a run it is from Luis Fernando. 2-0 here in the derby.
Oh, yes!
Hello and welcome back to another episode as part of the Pacific Pursuit, and welcome back to Sao Paulo, where in today's episode we have got two games coming up in the Sao Paulo State Championship. Now, before we get into it, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. The backdrop is a little bit different. The microphone is in the hand. There's a bit of work going on behind the scenes here, but we're with a bit of a temporary setup at the moment, but once it is all done, hopefully the videos should improve. But we'll have to, we've got to stay committed to the cause, so we're going to have a bit of a temporary setup on the go until it is all sorted out. But yeah, in terms of what we've got going on in today's episode, we've got two games coming up. The first against Santos at home, that'll be an incredible game, and then we go against Palmeiras away from home. Two teams who are both our rivals. Palmeiras arguably our biggest rivals, and then we play against Santos as well in what will be a very big game there. Those two games in that Sao Paulo State Championship. This keeps changing for some reason, because I think I have to keep tapping out. I keep tapping out and it just keeps happening, but we are playing in this competition today. It's basically like our league season, so I guess we can treat this as the start of our league season. We're obviously into the Copa Libertadores if we can go and take a look at it, but it just keeps kicking us out for some reason. Looking at that, if we go and take a look at what the Copa Libertadores is saying, we are into the group stage. We have been drawn in our group. We play against Emelec, who are an Ecuadorian team there. We've got Racing Club, who are an Argentinian team. I believe we actually played against them with Everton, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have Sao Paulo in there, and then a qualifying team who are yet to be announced. But that's a very good group in my opinion. I think we can take away a lot from that, so hopefully that is something we can go on and do. But yeah, we can treat this as the opening of our season. Normally we'd start with a few league games, but I guess we'll start with this just because there is so many games and it's a trophy we could potentially win. Now, one very interesting thing is the Brazil job has become available. Can you believe it? It has actually happened. I think the previous manager retired, if I'm not mistaken, but he was having a bit of a rough time anyway in these qualifying games. He was not able to really hit the ground running. He had only come in recently, and I think they were going to let him go anyway because the job had become insecure. They are like 5th in this group, I believe, and it's not the best start for a team like Brazil if they want to get to the World Cup, and if that continued, then who knows what they would have done. So they've made the twist. They're going to go with a different manager, and hopefully we do get that job. They're going to go with that different manager for the Copa America coming up this summer, and hopefully we do go and pick it up, but we'll have to see whether or not it is us. But let's get straight into it. We'll talk about that in a second. The first game of the day against Santos. So the team for this game against Santos, we've not made any signings as of yet. We've had a good few games really. We are second in the whole championship, as you can see there. 5 wins, 2 draws and a loss. We've actually let a player go. Mateus Franca has gone to Al Nassr, 31 years of age, wasn't going to re-sign, and obviously was wanting to leave to go to Al Nassr. I think we got the most out of him. He wasn't really too convincing, so to get 11 million, potentially, or 12 million, that is nearly rounded up, and nearly 14 million with instalments, a very good deal. And we have 21 million and a bit of wage budget to go and spend in the remaining month of the transfer window. But that we had a few suspensions and injuries right as we're about to play these two very important games. I don't know if we'll go through. If we get to the final, I might show that, but if not, you'll probably be seeing Copa Libertadores games next. The team starts with Mateus in goal, a backline of Moreira, Murillo, Wallace and Sargent. Team, we've got Gorner, Villejas, Castaneda in the middle. We've got Rodolfo on the left, McCormick on the right, and Luis Fernando up top. Kick-off here in this game against Santos. Let me just go and slow it down. Hopefully we have a really good game. We still have a lot of money to spend. We're going to look to be particularly trying to strengthen that defense if we can. I think we've got a very, very good team, and I think it's been good to get. It's been nice to get a team nailed on, I think is the way to describe it. There's some players who come into this team today who haven't really played, but there is players who have played a lot of these games, and we've got a lot of sharpness into them. They're getting used to this tactic now, and I think it'll be really beneficial. I brought the comb over out today for this occasion. Two massive games really, and I think they're worthy of showing, even if it's not in the main league season. It's interesting that they do this because we have the Sao Paulo State Championship, but clubs from different areas of Brazil have their own, and it makes sense really. Fernando's in behind here. It's into the hands of the Santos goalkeeper. I think it might have been an offside in the end anyway, but it's a good early chance for us. And there's another one here, Garner on the edge of the area. It's to Castaneda, who puts the shot in, and that's well over the bar in the end, not really troubling the Santos goalkeeper. But yeah, it's we have to make do with the setup that we have at the moment. Streams have obviously not been on, which is a bit of a shame really, but I just don't think it's possible really for all that time. But I'm sure they'll be back, and new setup, and it should be really good when that does come about. But as we said, I think it's going to be an interesting 2 games here. We obviously have those Copa Libertadores games coming up, and the Brazil job, which they've clearly made a very bold decision to twist right before the Copa America. But Brazil, I think they struggle a lot sometimes, or they've had periods, particularly in recent history, where they've struggled in those competitions, the international competitions. I just think they want to make that twist, maybe bring in a new style of football with a bit of a younger manager, and whilst I manage a lot of these players who might get into that team, and also some of the players who, some very top level players, it's something that we can definitely go on and do. We will look to be doing should we get the job, but we'll have to see. It's obviously a very prestigious job, and it would be very tough to get, but I think we put in a very good account for ourselves. The first time it went up, we actually got denied when it went up after the World Cup, but this time around, hopefully we don't. They've clearly just wanted to make that twist, and it's a very bold decision, but hopefully they pick us up, and I think it'll be the right decision if they do. We're so close to the tournament, but I think we can go and make that team to win the Copa America. There's a chance here for us to get the first goal of the game. It's McCormick who's stepping up for the penalty, the Colombian, with a Scottish named penalty taken, and it's into that bottom corner. 1-0 here in the derby day against Santos. It's a lovely goal. That is exactly the start we want, or the first half that we want, I should say, in this game. But yeah, it's as I say, a very good start. We've got at the top of the table, there's the 2 Group C or 3 groups, but there's like an overall table as well. But I think it is the 2 teams who are here. It's Red Bull Bragantino and then Sao Paulo, who are in second. But there's some teams here I don't feel like we played Bragantino, but there's definitely some teams like Palmeiras, who obviously we will be playing today. There's other teams in there, all abbreviated names, which I don't know why they do really, but we've been very good here in this game. We've been a bit rocky at times, which is expected really. I guess it's like a pre-season tournament. We're still getting used to some of these players, and tactic is still gelling with them, but I think we have been really impressive. We were able to get a lot of this quality into the team. We're not having to force it in. It's a lot more natural these days, and I think we've been able to demonstrate it so far in this game, and we will go on to. Luis Fernando here is advancing. He might have the shot. What a run it is from Luis Fernando. 2-0 here in the derby. It's a lovely finish from him, and that should be game over here in the Modern Beer Stadium against Santos. It's a lovely goal. What a run it is from Luis Fernando. They've only got 25 goals last season, a lot of those before we joined the club, and that is a very good goal to make it 2-0. There might be another chance here. Rodolfo Wallace with the header, he's not able to get there, and now it will go back, and it's to the likes of Murillo, who obviously is still in this team. He's a very experienced player, and I think he is going to be a real key player in this team. I think it's very important to have to find a balance, or try and find a balance between experience but also a lot of talent and youngsters in these campaign or these international continental competitions. I think it's important to create the correct composition of players, and I think that's what we'll be looking for in this team with the likes of Murillo. But then you've also got other players who are still quite young but looking to develop and will become hopefully really good players. One player I'm still not too impressed by, maybe we need to reconsider his position, is Rodolfo. He's just not been able to get up to speed really. I don't know why that is. If he's unhappy, I don't think he's unhappy. Maybe it's his role, I don't know. We're going to take him off here in this game. I'm going to pull Fernando back in at striker. We'll bring on Penafiel there, as you can see, and then we'll bring on can we move these around? well, what can we even do here? We don't have many players on the bench. We can bring Garner up, or we might bring Villegas up actually, and then we'll bring on Cuitar, who is typically playing right back for us. What we'll put him in there. Still, obviously, getting used to a few of the players. We've not been here too long, but we might not have been here too long. But we're going to get this derby day win. It's a very, very good display here against Santos. A 2-0 win. Thoroughly convincing. There might be a bit of a consolation goal here for Santos if they can go in advance, but it doesn't look like they will. It is going down this wing. It is still progressing. We have to be a little bit cautious. It's a booted effort from on that far side Moreira, I think it was, and it's poor really in the end. We shouldn't be conceding a goal like that. It's been a very good display, but we don't have to be conceding goals like that. Maybe a sign of a few vulnerabilities to come. The full-time whistle's going to go though, and that is a very, very good display in the end. And the team for this game against Palmeiras, one thing to announce if we're going to take a look. The Brazil job is ours. We've gone and done it. We are now the Brazil manager. Isn't that nice? And we are going to, in a few episodes time, be having that Copa America for a few episodes. So that is... It's going to be class. The team starts with Mateus in goal, backline of Cusqueta, Murillo, Wallace and Sergeant Tim. We've got Villegas, Bell, Garner in the midfield, Rodolfo on the left, McCormick on the right and Luis Fernando up top. Kick-off here in this game against Palmeiras. Would always be nice to go and get that win. If we do, I mean, I think we are guaranteed through to the next round of this Sao Paulo State competition, but I don't get how it works, because it shows groups here, but we are like second in this overall group that they have. But because the team who is first in that group is in our group, does that mean we won't qualify because we're second and only the top teams of each group qualify? I don't really know. Hopefully that isn't the case, because we are the second best team as it stands. We have been the second best team, so it wouldn't make much sense for that to be the case. As 20 minutes goes here in this game, Rodolfo plays the ball into Luis Fernando with a bullet header, but he's not able to convert in the end here. But it's a good start to the game for us. You know, we're picking up 21 points as it stands, and a win here today against a very, very good opposition in Palmeiras would mean we got to 23. We only have like 2 or 3 more games, I believe, and then if we go all the way to a final, that would mean a quarter final and 2 semi-finals, and then it's a final across 2 legs. How many games do you want us to play? It's crazy. Fernando with the ball here. It's cut out in the end, and now it is going to go into the path of the Palmeiras player. Is going to look to advance down this right side. We're going to have to do a little bit of defending. Don't let this ball progress. The ball is progressing though, and it's into the middle. It's a tackle by Murillo. Is that a penalty? It's not a penalty. I thought it was a penalty then, but it is just a free kick for an offside, I believe. I'm quite a fan of holding the microphone like this. I feel like a commentator. We've got the screen here, the screen up there as well to see the recording. Just temporarily though. I think once we make these improvements, it will be really, really good for the channel on that far side. The ball looking to advance now for Palmeiras. A bit of defending required. We've gone with the back line of Sergeant Tim, Wallace, Murillo, Cusqueta could be the back line we see this season. Might need a few more improvements because Quetta is not really a left back. Garner is in behind here. It's to McCormick, and McCormick can make it 1-0 here, and that is a goal from McCormick. It's 2 for the episode. The Colombian man with the Scottish name. Is it Scottish? Is it Irish? Who knows? But I mean, the fact he's not, the fact he's got the name McCormick and he's not from one of these, you know, the British and islands is crazy. To be honest, he's Colombian there, and he literally is. He's born in Colombia, but there's nothing to say that he's from any of these players. Literally eligible for none of them, which is it's mad really. You see something like that, but who knows? He scores though, and we can't complain. McCormick for 1-0 here against Palmeiras. We got to 23 points. Palmeiras drop points to the team there, who I'm not too familiar with actually. Is it they in the second division? They are in the second division. They've done quite well for themselves by the looks of it. It's the typical teams who are doing quite well, you know, Corinthians, MFC. Who are they now? I can't remember. Mirasol is the name of the city there. It sounds like, who was the Ukrainian team? There's a similar team to that. I feel like I remember, but the half-time whistle's going to go here in this game. We are 1-0 up in the Palmeiras Stadium. I don't know what the capacity is on it. If we go and take a look at the stats The match stats are saying 43,000 in attendance. Other teams, Santos on 17 there. Corinthians, we already said, are doing quite well. Palmeiras are there. And then it's Red Bull Bragantino in our group, who are doing very, very well, but we are only 2 points behind them in a bit of better form. Rodolfo is in behind here, and he scores 2-0 here. Rodolfo with the goal. He's shushed us really. He's silenced the doubters. We were the doubters a little bit, but he's gone and scored to make it 2-0 here, and it might just be another win, 2 out of 2, and a very, very good start to the season for us. We're going offer up our words of praise. It's been a very good day, as we've said, and hopefully this can continue into those Copa Libertadores games. Here's Wallace into Bell. Where can he go? He goes to Sergeant Tim out to this right side. McCormick now, where can he go? He goes into Bell. Can he play the return ball? It's to Sergeant Tim into Villejas. Wallace knocking it round, just retaining possession. Really, really good. I think we've got a really direct, creative as well, direct, but also, we get the, some interesting passes off, but we really try and force it into that box, work it in, so hence why it is direct, but also quite creative. I think this is the brand of attacking football that we play, but retaining possession, really, really good. I don't know what the stats would say here, 68%, that's very, very good numbers against a very, very good team here. The ball in the possession of Palmeiras, though, they're going to look to try and do something. Obviously, with this Brazil job coming up now, it's very exciting that we've managed to get that finally. We've got the recognition we deserve, and hopefully we can go and take them to winning the Copa, the Copa America, we've got the Copa Libertadores, the Copa Sudamericana, and the Copa America, and they've got the Recopa as well, which is the trophy for the Copa Libertadores and the Copa Sudamericana winner to play in. And obviously, when we played in that with Nacional, came up against River Plate in what was a very good game. There's a ball behind here for Palmeiras player, and it's into the hands of our goalkeeper in the end there. But it's been a very, very good episode. It's been quite a long one, but for the first time in what feels like a while, we've been really, really convincing, which is exactly what we want, and hopefully this can continue into those games. As we said, here's Cusqueta on the ball. He goes to Villejas, where can he go? He goes to Bell in the midfield, and he's going to look to advance now. He's putting on a good run, lots of potential. Bell, we didn't see much of him last year, but he is a very, very good player in that holding midfielder role. Fernando McCormick squares for Rodolfo to score. Game over here against Palmeiras. 2 out of 2 wins in the derby day, 3-1 here, and that is as convincing as it gets, really. We might have conceded those 2 goals across the games, but 5 goals against 2 very, very good opposition. It's been completely Sao Paulo in these games, and as we said, we finally get this quality in the team, and it starts to work out for us. We've been very, very good. This attacking quality, 2 goals, Rodolfo 1 goal, 1 assist, McCormick 2 assists, Garner. It's been a very, very good performance, and 75 minutes gone. There's not much more we can ask from these boys, because they've been really, really good. We're going to bring on Hadzik there, a bit more of a defensive-minded right back. We'll bring on Carioca, who is, I think he's returned from loan. He can play at centre-back and at right winger, quite a tall player. He's a very good player. His physical is really, really good there. Quite a fast, tall centre-back, which is not something you see, but he's tackling 12. I don't know what he is, because he's got 12 tackling, but he's also got really good dribbling, crossing, passing, marking, stuff like that. Could be converted into a bit of he can play that left back role there. Maybe he does go there, he could potentially go there. Because Quetta, he is a left footer as well, maybe a bit of an inverted winger on this side. Yeah, he is, but he's got the properties of a defensive midfielder. We've got a lot of market value in a lot of these players, because we've tied them down for quite a long time. A lot of them have been out on loan and have been tied down for quite a long time before they went out on those loans, so we've got a lot of market value. That's why we're able to sell players like Mateus Franca. We can still reduce the squad a little bit if we need to get a bit more money, but we'll also be looking to increase the squad. But naturally, players will have to go out, but that means we can make quite big money signings. A lot of the players who we do want to bring in, although the quality of them, they are quite expensive, so maybe something we need to do, like natural process, will hopefully occur. We sell those players, we bring in those players, and hopefully we can spend a lot on those players. But the full-time whistle is going to go here in this game, and it's 2 very, very good wins in the Sao Paulo State Championship and in the derby days. So once again, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave with this old tune, and I'll see you again tomorrow for whatever games we are playing in. Thank you, bye bye.